Hey, what's going on, y'all? If you have ever thought about making the journey from being a wholesaler to a fix and flipper or to a long-term rental or buy and holder, pump your brakes. Before you get into that, there's a few things that you should do and a few things you shouldn't be doing, and I can only teach you from experience. And I'll tell you about a huge mistake I made and ways you can prevent it. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, when it comes to being a buy and hold investor, that is the number one way to create generational wealth, to become financial stability, financial stable, all that good stuff. But it ain't easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And to be honest with you, it's not as hard as it seems, but there is a few things that's going to be very time consuming. Now let's get into this. First and foremost, we're going to get into how you actually market whenever you're posting the rental, whenever you bought something, how long it takes to actually get it rented out, the holding costs associated with waiting for it to be rented out. There's a lot that YouTube people don't teach you, to be honest with you. There's a lot of things that you can kind of piece together from, watching videos and taking classes and paying for seminars. But in reality, once you get into it, that's when you actually do it, to be honest with you. So let me just get into this. I'll show you how we marketed it on Zillow, Facebook, Realtor.com, Zulia, Facebook Messenger, and oh my gosh, it is not the funnest thing. Let's just first we're going to get into Zillow. We're going to my Zillow rental, and let's open up another tab. We'll do my Facebook as well. So when you're choosing to market these things by yourself, you can save money, but you will waste time. So at some point, you're going to have to put a value on your time and say, all right, it's saving, $1,000, $2,000 worth spending, more of my time. This is the property we're talking about right here. Let's see when we got this. We can go on the property appraiser site. So here we're on Polk County property appraiser. So we're just going to put the address in. And let's see when this property was acquired. And then we're going to fast forward to when it was rented out. And then we're going to focus on the costs associated with it. So you can scroll down here. So whenever we buy in the land trust, of course, and you can see that this property was acquired April of 2025. Obviously, if you're going to buy and hold it, you're going to have to rent it out because that's the purpose of holding it. So as you can see, this was acquired in April of 2025, and immediately we didn't waste any time because this was turnkey. We put it straight on the market. Put it straight on. We started with Zillow, and from Zillow we went to Realtor.com, Zulia, and just a few of the other smaller sites, Apartments.com. So what happens there? Then you start getting flooded with time wasters, tire kickers, people who will literally just waste your time. Application submitted. I want to schedule a tour. This application was submitted. Let's see what she's talking about here. I want to schedule a tour. And people just waste your time. This is me responding, awesome. What day works best for you? No problem. They just reach out and just waste your freaking time. And mind you, when you run multiple businesses, your phone is almost like an anxiety alert at all times. You're getting messages from here, messages from there, messages about this property, earnest money deposit, this title company, this closing attorney. So your phone is always active. So when you see your property comes up with some type of alert, it's like fishing. Every time you cast out, you think you're going to catch something. Well, the same exact thing when it comes to inquiries about your rental because mind you, you're literally on the clock because you're trying to get this thing rented out so that you don't have out of pocket expenses when it comes to your property. So you want to get somebody in there as soon as possible, especially if it's cash, if it cash flows. People just will literally waste your time. What do we have here? Hey, just checking. Hey, you viewed the property. Hey, submit application approved. They'll submit an application, it gets approved, and you just never hear from them again. Oh, the conversation. So people will submit applications, text you message you. They are ready to see the property, and then just nothing. What we call those tire kickers, time wasters, etc. And honestly, that's not bad. The worst is Facebook Market. If you are doing this yourself, you have to take these things into consideration. So let's go to marketplace. So what do you see here? Somebody inquiring. Like all of these inquiring. This is the same property. People will literally just waste your time. Let's go into a message. Hi, is this available? Message sent. Yes. Are you interested? Yes. Awesome. Please read the description and let me know if you have any questions. And here's a walkthrough. Nothing. What a waste of time. Asking just dumb questions. Hi, is this the only place? So, and like I say, when you run multiple businesses, you kind of don't have time for the BS. But you when you're starting off, when you're coming from wholesaling and now you want to buy and hold something for a long-term investment, you want to keep as much money in your pocket as possible. So you will cut out realtor fees because you don't want to, pay a realtor to list your property, so to say, especially if you can do it yourself. There's, flat fee listing that can get your property on the MLS with no problem. They could put it on the market for you for like 90 bucks, 100 bucks, but you still are the point of contact in that. So what I notice and what I see is all of my partners, they actually have an in-house realtor, an in-house realtor, so that they don't have to deal with everything I just dealt with trying to, get this property situated. And what I have learned from them is, yeah, sometimes it's okay to pay them a few $1,000s so that you can accumulate your time to more important things like deal finding, analyzing other deals, finding other, properties, or even working with other wholesalers or other investors, or, just showing up to local meetup. Hiring somebody actually frees up your time, and time is the most valuable asset, and that's something you can't get back. So if I could do this all over again, the first thing I would do is I would call probably a local realtor and say, "Hey, I got this property. I want to list it with you, and this isn't going to be the only property. So don't try to hit me with the full 6%. Let's try to work something out so you could be on the team." So next time and every time after that, that is exactly what I would do, and what I would recommend: do it 100%, because it's so time consuming. And me, like I say, running multiple businesses, you just don't have time for bull crap. But being new in this realm of real estate, you want to keep as much money in your pocket. So that's the mistake I made trying to, save a few $1,000s on this. But in reality, if I could do it again, will I list for myself again? Father God, no, absolutely not. Yeah, that'd just be my personal recommendation. If anybody was desiring to get out of wholesaling and go into buy and holding, I would highly, highly, highly free up my time so that you can save more of your time getting other deals, analyzing other deals, and just creating a will versus trying to make as much money as possible. But like I say, when it's your first few times around, you want to save as much money as possible. But once you get a little more seasoned, that's when you know, hey, I ain't got time for this. Man, shoot, somebody come and make these few $1,000s. I would rather pay you than to deal with all of these tire kickers, bro. And really they waste your time. It's like, not to say they're peasants, but it just you just get tired of them folks, bro. I ain't even gonna cap with you. So that'd be my personal advice to you trying to get it out of wholesaling and try to, advance up to this particular strategy. Hire somebody. Get yourself a team.